Hey there everyone, it's Michael. In this video, I'm going to give you an honest and unbiased review of Alpha Brain Black Label. This is a really solid product. I would rate it 7 out of 10. The original formula of Alpha Brain, I would only rate that one 5 out of 10. That simply wasn't that effective, but they've added some really neat ingredients, and trust that you will feel something when you take it. So one of the major differences between the Black Label and the original formula is the original formula is something that you would take on a consecutive basis, like because it had cumulative benefits, whereas with the Black Label, it's something that you take on a need-to-use basis. So let's say there's a day when you're a bit sleep-deprived, but you need to be productive, you need to be in state and in flow. That's when you would use Black Label. Its promise is that it's a supercharged formula that's going to promote mental processing speed and laser focus for extreme productivity. So it's a bit unclear that way. Like it says, don't exceed the serving size within a 24-hour period. And furthermore, it says that it's a supercharged Alpha Brain blend. It's to use it in place of the original Alpha Brain on your most hectic days. So maybe it's just like a marketing idea they had that you should have the original formula of Alpha Brain, but on top of that, you can get your Black Label for those days when you really need it. I don't know, but I can share with you that this stuff definitely does work. The number one complaint from the original formula was that people took it and they didn't really feel much from it. That was my experience in taking the original formula. I couldn't really tell much was really happening, but thankfully that's not the case with the new formula. You can definitely feel something working as they've added some stimulants and some stronger ingredients to it. So firstly, let's take a look at the bottle, because the packaging on this is absolutely solid. It doesn't really get too much better than that. It looks like almost like a bulletproof case to the supplement, because when you open it, it's pretty hard to open. You've got like this really nice glass bottle here. So each bottle contains 80 capsules. That ends up being 20 servings per container because the serving size is 4 capsules. And there's some great ingredients here, which I'm going to go through with you. Looking at the very first ingredient, we have Mucuna Pruriens, also known as velvet bean extract. This is a really important ingredient specifically for motivation by working on the very important neurotransmitter called dopamine. So this works on your dopaminergic system. It makes it such that you are inclined to believe that if you do work, it will result in having rewards. So you can embrace that attitude of being motivated, being very ambitious, and wanting to get work done in the very first place. Often it's been said that you shouldn't be taking Mucuna Pruriens every single day because it may result in you kind of messing up your dopamine system to some extent. So that's maybe why they figured to add this specific ingredient, because you're not to be taking this product every single day. A nice alternative to Mucuna Pruriens is L-Tyrosine, which was found in the original formula of Alpha Brain. So Mucuna Pruriens, what you can expect from taking this specific supplement, if you were to go ahead and buy it by itself, is you would feel pretty much just more driven throughout the course of the day, even in the later portion of the day when typically people have a diminished like willpower or discipline. You'll be more inclined to want to get to work. So I really like this ingredient. They have it standardized to the 15% L-Dopa. This is absolutely solid. You've got 1 gram of this stuff, so 2 thumbs up. The next ingredient is called lion's mane mushroom. Lion's mane, they have it at a dose of 500 milligrams, which is a pretty good serving size. And what you can expect from taking lion's mane is feeling smarter, feeling more creative. Heck, it'll even help you in social situations because you'll feel more inclined to want to make a connection with people. The way it feels is kind of like you're less selfish. You're kind of more having this like abundance mindset. And I really like lion's mane. I've been taking it for probably 7 years now. And that is one nootropic that I would rank in my top 5 nootropics because it can do things that other nootropics cannot do. With other nootropics, they can be really good at boosting your energy or boosting your focus. But with lion's mane, you just feel like a sharper and smarter version of yourself. It's really something else, and it will help you think outside of the box. So I'm really impressed that they added lion's mane mushroom to this supplement. Great job, Alpha Brain, and I think that this is the key ingredient to making you feel better when you take this supplement. Other things like caffeine, they may kind of boost your mood a little bit, and then afterwards you'll feel a drop in your mood, whereas with lion's mane, no, it's like you take it and you pretty much feel in a good state throughout the course of the day, and it even has this neat benefit of making you sleep much deeper. The very next ingredient is called Citicoline. Citicoline is a form of choline, choline being a nutrient that is very good for the brain. It's found pretty much exclusively in egg yolks, and what you can expect when you supplement with choline is you generally just don't feel as exhausted by things. Things are not mentally fatiguing anymore. Activities that you do during the day often do require, of course, like mental functioning, and they can be cognitively taxing, but you'll just feel like everything takes less effort when you're using choline 2 to 3 times per day. So I don't think having it just once a day is good enough, but this is a good place to start. They've got 250 milligrams, which is a good serving size. Another great form of choline is alpha GPC, which I've talked about in this video over here, but I think that it was smart for them to use Citicoline, as most people do respond well to Citicoline, whereas some people don't actually feel that good when they take alpha GPC. So by adding this specific ingredient, it's like all your other nootropics work better. There's a nice synergistic effect when you use Citicoline with the rest of the ingredients. The next ingredient is called Phosphatidylserine. Phosphatidylserine is probably one of the best nootropics you can take to enhance your memory. It also has a neat benefit of helping you to eliminate stress. There have been times in the past when I was a student and I was supplementing with a lot of phosphatidylserine, and I noticed like my memory was incredible, from my word recall to like my short-term memory, my long-term memory. It just made studying so effortless, and that's what really sold me on phosphatidylserine. So this is one ingredient which they do have in the original formula. I think it's a good idea that they kept it there. There isn't too much of an acute effect, so you won't notice too much when you take it like within the next couple of hours. But if you take this one ingredient like every day for about a week, you should feel a lot better, and you may find a neat benefit in that you won't need as much sleep as you typically do. The very next ingredient is called L-Theanine, which is responsible for helping you be relaxed, helping you be calm, helping you with anxiety. It's a natural ingredient. It's found pretty much exclusively in green tea and some other popular teas. However, with L-Theanine, you need to be taking like 5 or 6 green teas in order for you to get the 100 milligrams that's found in this supplement. One very popular way of taking L-Theanine is along with caffeine, because caffeine, it gives you energy, but it also comes with anxiety. So it's been said that when you take your caffeine along with your L-Theanine, the L-Theanine will help to eliminate the bad side effects that come with caffeine. So this is the one ingredient that's going to be responsible for keeping you very calm, very centered, making it such that you're going to be productive no matter what kind of work that you're doing. You don't really feel distractible or have that feeling of having like too much energy that you don't know what to do with. L-Theanine seems to like nicely kind of balance you out. The next ingredient is caffeine anhydrous. They have it at 25 milligrams. This is a little bit controversial because you figure like, what is the point of adding 25 milligrams of caffeine? What is it going to do? Because 25 milligrams of caffeine is like a quarter of a cup of coffee, but I think it was pretty smart on their behalf, because it's been shown in studies that having smaller amounts of caffeine spread throughout the day are actually better for you for cognition and mental processing. And what so is they've added this there, so that kind of may give you that little bit of alertness, that little bit of drive to make you start work in the first place, and then the other ingredients are going to help you keep on riding that wave. So I don't mind it there. Of course, you want to be mindful though that this can negatively affect your sleep quality, and that's one reason why you would not want this product within a few hours of sleeping, especially for those of you that are very sensitive to caffeine. But like I mentioned, 25 milligrams is really not a lot. You won't experience any crash, which is good as well. The very next ingredient is called Marigold extract. They have it at 24 milligrams. I'm really not sure why they added this ingredient. Maybe just for general health purpose, because this ingredient is good as an antioxidant. It's good for anti-aging. It's kind of good for stress. It's also good for skin health, but this is something like as effective as taking chamomile tea. You won't notice much from it, but I am nowhere as smart as the people who formulated this product, so I trust that they've added it for a good reason. Maybe it's to offset some of the side effects that you would have gotten from the rest of the ingredients here, but don't expect to take this one ingredient by itself and really feel anything from it, because I've done that in the past and it was pretty much just a waste of money. And the very next ingredient is something which was as well contained in the original formula. It's called Huperzine A. Huperzine A, in theory, should be really good, but in practice, it doesn't really do anything. You won't notice much of a benefit if you do take it by itself individually, because Huperzine A is meant to inhibit the breakdown of acetylcholine, which in theory would mean that you can think more clearly, you can plan more effectively, and overall just be a really quick learner. But if you were to take it, even in a high dose, again, it doesn't do too much. For some people, they actually take Huperzine A just before bed because it helps them experience lucid dreams. So that's one neat use, but that's not the intended purpose when it comes to Alpha Brain, the black formula. So that's the list of ingredients. Then, of course, we have the other ingredients that are not listed there with their dosage. The ones worth pointing out are L-Leucine, which is an amino acid. This is really good for building muscle. I'm really not sure why they added that. But it was in the original formula. And then they have Maltodextrin. That's never really too good, but it is what it is. Overall, I would Again, recommend you consider checking out this product if you have the budget for it. It is on the pricier side, but you will notice something from it, and the effect doesn't just last an hour, which is good. It seems to last like 3 or 4 hours, and it's applicable irregardless of what kind of work you're involved in. Whether you're an entrepreneur, whether you're a student, whether you're in sales like myself. I sell residential real estate here in Toronto. That's what I do, and I think that this is a great tool to take maybe prior to a presentation when I really want to be in state, because you get the focus, you get the ambition, but you don't get the anxiety that sometimes comes with that. And that's my review on Alpha Brain Black Label. Hope you enjoyed it. Consider subscribing if you got value from this video. I know this product is really new at this point anyway, but if you have tried it, I would love to know your thoughts on the product. And if you want to see my review on the original formula of Alpha Brain, I will link that here. Be sure to watch that video, and I'll look forward to seeing you all next time.